Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Friday. It's NFP Friday. Big day yesterday. Big dump we caught here on the channel. Wait a second. Do I look kind of crooked? Slightly. Alright, whatever. That's good now. Yeah, yesterday we caught a big dump. And oh my gosh, I did not realize I did not look at charts at all. In the afternoon session there. So I didn't see that at 3 p.m. we pumped up like that. That's insane. And then we dumped overnight here. Oh, wow. Anyway, vote in the chat what your bias is. You know, we're pretty close to this new low of the week here on ES. This is Tuesday's low. I think that's where we're probably heading. Back below that February low for ES. Right, so I'm glad that we actually had the right bias yesterday. It served us well. We brought the money gun out yesterday. It was a banger, and it did some giveaways, which if you were a giveaway winner yesterday, check your email right now. I sent them out this morning, the codes. Yes, it's the bear sweater, exactly. It's the first bear sweater I got. So, yeah, I love the bear sweaters. They make me feel good. They make me feel just very comfortable, safe. Okay. So, I think it's pretty simple. Yeah, we hit these, this 4 hour now on NASDAQ. ES on the 4 hour, there's no fair value gap here. So I think ES is probably easier to short. NASDAQ might have a little bounce maybe at the open. We might get a little bounce here just because it's a bullish fair value gap. Or honestly, if we end close heavy here and we invert this, that's a good sign. What I want to mark out is previous day's low on both of them. EDL. Below the weekly open for both of them and below previous day low. That's how we're opening up. So we're opening up quite bearish here. But from what we've seen before, you know, we haven't gotten, oh my gosh, you guys, Tuesday, there was no fall through the downside. I took a loss on that short. Maybe today we will have follow through, or maybe it just wants to edge us again. But I would think that maybe on a Friday we'll get some follow through. We came back up, created another SMT there, right at that Monday high there. Need this in more here. The NWOG below on ES, below Tuesday's low that we didn't reach this NWOG from November. I mean, yeah. So what did you guys vote in the poll? And the poll right now looks like, yeah, you guys are mostly bearish as well. 57% bearish. I'm bearish like my sweater. Yup, gotta stay in character and costume. So I'm gonna write shorts only. If I take a long, unless it's like A+ setup, I'm gonna be mad at myself. Yeah, so I'm writing shorts only. ES preferred on the shorts. Neutral, you guys, okay, are 13%. Okay, so mostly bearish. You guys are 57% bearish, 30% said bullish, 13% said neutral. You're bearish, but it's been choppy lately. You gotta be careful, I agree. NW MWill 619. I agree. We had, well, look at this weekly open for NASDAQ. ES is much weaker there in that regard. Okay. So, we had NFP this morning, correct? At that 8:30 drop, that was the NFP release. I believe that, yeah. It's not good numbers from what I recall. Yeah. Oof. So, non-farm employment change, negative 92,000. So there were 58,000. Okay, and previous month was 126,000. So yeah, it's negative 92. That's kind of wild. Damn. I'm gonna sip my Oja. Okay, so I don't think there's a lot for me to do right now. We're pretty far away from the 8:30 open. I can draw a fib here at the open, look for some potential retracements to short. Because right now from here, the RR is not very good. If I put my stop up there, enter on the 15-minute, I should probably wait until we retrace. Well, maybe even to previous day low. That'll be a good level within the premium part of this. There's the open. We are having a first candle is quite bullish there. First candle of the day. Okay. And I think Trump is speaking right now, actually, as well. Trump says Cuba will fall pretty soon. Trump says he rates war at 12 or 15 out of 10. Trump sees gasoline prices going down very quickly. Trump sees outcome for Iran similar to Venezuela. You just said that like a minute ago. It's kind of wild. He said, I rate the war at 12 or 15 out of 10. Not good. Mm-mm. You can see here. Man, I don't really like it if we just drop from there. Man, it would just mean it's really extremely bearish then. But I'm not getting that vibe from NASDAQ right now unless NASDAQ falls below pre-market low. Okay. Because I don't like it when the indices are out of sync. Like ES is a lot weaker there. ES. Producer manufacturing is down a lot. Finance is down. Health technology. Everything's down, but I'm just looking at what's the most red. And those two things are not in the NASDAQ, so that's why ES is down more. Like those two sectors are not in the NASDAQ. Well, producer manufacturing is actually, but not all of those companies. Only like 3 companies. So, okay. The Dow dumping at the open as well. The Dow is below pre-market low. So what I said about, NASDAQ might pop here. I refuse to really go for a short unless we kind of retrace here. Okay. ES, very weak still. Yeah, so it was a big negative NFP print. Yeah. The actual was negative 92,000. So the NFP report came in negative. So there were less jobs, less employment numbers. They forecasted 50,000, was actually negative 92,000. Previous was 130,000. Was it short on ES when Nasdaq takes data highs? I really don't think that we're going to take the data highs. I wasn't hoping that we'd come up to like this 15-minute FEG in a premium, but we are just dumping on ES. Okay, we're below pre-market low now. This is the first FEG creating here. Man. Yeah, that's really... That's tough to trade because Nasdaq's not below this. I almost anticipate a fake out and coming back, taking this out, but we seem pretty weak right now. But I don't really trust this FEG since, okay, Nasdaq just took the pre-market low, actually. I'm just gonna mark this guy out. This isn't an extreme discount. Okay, I need to take a look at the 15-minute at the same time. Alright, so if actually Nasdaq by 10 a.m. closes below this, like, it's extremely bearish because this is what I thought could maybe potentially be it bouncing off an OB in 4 hour for a small bounce back up higher. So anyway, I made this. It's the first presented fair value gap on ES and Nasdaq. I guess we'll see what it wants to do here. NFP is honestly never really, like, oftentimes it's not a trendy type day. I can't really see myself taking this short, putting my stop like at 9:30 open. Well, I suppose that 9:30 open was previous month low, February's low in ES. So it failed from there. Really, really weak retracement to this first presented fair value gap. You know, let me look at the ATR real quick. We have, what if ES decides to go to November low? I mean, that would be kind of insane. I don't think so. No, that would be 284 points. We already moved. Let's see what the ATR is. See what the ATR is here. I don't want to be chasing price, so I don't really trust this guy. We'll see what it does. Nasdaq reaching deeply. This is actually the 9:30 open and the weekly open are at the same spot for the NASDAQ. Really interesting. Now it's back above them for like a minute. So let's see what it does. I don't like that it inverted the first presented fair value gap, right? Yeah, I don't trust this to hold. I'd rather us come back up, stop some people out here, retrace to. Hopefully we do that before we hit like Tuesday's low ES or before we hit this NWOG. Right, so this is showing that there's not a clear trendy day on NASDAQ, right? We broke this low, sure, but it swept it, and now we're above the first presented fair value gap. So if we come back up above this high, we could retrace to previous day low pretty quickly. What am I doing? Oh yeah, the ATR for ES is 118. And NASDAQ is 561. All right. Yeah, so much weaker. It's so weird. Feels like fake. It's my intuition. It's just because NASDAQ is stronger, right? It's curling back up, so wouldn't really be surprised if ES decides to curl back up as well. Hopefully we get some good moves this morning. Know what I'm saying? Guys, 1 sec. I have to take a phone call just for a minute.
Hey, Tanya, how are you?
Hello, 1 second.
Can you hear me?
All right, I'm back. All right, we got to focus here. I mean, I honestly just want NASDAQ to maybe use that inversion to go back up higher. Otherwise, I don't know. Then I would want to short from there. I don't want to really do much else, to be quite honest with you. So far this morning, a lot of the indices are not correlated, is what I mean to say. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Nasdaq didn't hit new high of day yet, but this is looking decent. Oh, this is a 30-second. Okay. Yeah. So hanging around at that weekly open, using this inversion to maybe push higher. Took this new low of day already. I'm sure that there's plenty of people that are long for the inversion play. I wouldn't even blame them. Doesn't look bad. Looks like a pretty decent inversion play, at least back up to, if he hits this high, then people like to just put their stop at break even. That's a scalp, but I'd probably want it to go previous day low. This is holding the weekly open. Why wouldn't it? Couldn't it? Yes. Yes, meanwhile, can't catch a bid. Is that Lumi Trades? It sounds like her. That's funny. It was not. Was that, how is it possible to have the same previous day low? I'm on NASDAQ, not micros. Yes, new low of day. It's kind of sus. That would probably make me cut this, like an inversion play. Because, because ES is being weak again. Here's Tuesday low for ES right now. Just wicking it. It's very messy. I don't know, Raichu. Ask other people in the chat what's their previous day low level. Yeah, there's no manipulation on ES. Nasdaq back above that 930 right now. I mean, I guess some people could say that this is your SMT right now. It's definitely pretty ugly, though. You have equal highs above at least. Little 30-second inversion now. I don't know. Yeah, this was potentially going to be an SMT. 30-second inversion, maybe a scalp would work out to here. But like I said, I'm like still looking for shorts, so I don't really want to risk otherwise. That's a potential trade idea. It's like a scalp 1-to-1. Or to here. 1-to-2 would be that. Let's see what it does in the 1 minute. It's rejecting that 930 open, so it's not that great. Feels very scammy, right? Well, you can kind of expect that if NFP was such a big move, like the market needs some time to kind of digest. Let's see if ES can get back above this first presented FEG. If we can break new low of day again on ES, that would mean that SMT is more sus, but yeah. This is a potential maybe long on NASDAQ. There, it's curling up. There it is. So that was a 1-to-1 there. So congrats if you ended up taking that. Like it was looking dicey on that inversion, but then the SMT it made, kind of reconfirmed it with the 30-second inversion again on NASDAQ. I would say that if it's going to continue being bullish, it should hold like 930 open and shouldn't break below like 50% of that inversion. Could just be sloppy here. Here, tap 930 open again. ES is not very convincing. Right? Didn't even break the swing high yet. But yeah, Nasdaq didn't really break it on the 1 minute with a displacement. The only thing that you could see is 30-second. And also that FEG is not in a discount, so it could come back down again and chill. But I would say that if it's going to stay bullish, it should kind of bounce on this order block and 930 open. And it should kind of invert this, come back above like 716 soon. What it did is it tapped into like the higher 15-minute time FEG, but that's still not even in a premium of this, and I don't see it stopping people out that are holding shorts too much. Yeah, so I just don't see a liquidity sweep or anything. So I wouldn't go short yet. Chat, when most of you guys are bearish, 57% of us were bearish. Bias. Yeah, so many times that's when the first move is just not going to be too bearish. It's so weird how different they look, though, ES and NASDAQ. Still floating on that 930 open in this order block here. 30-second OB. It's digging into it right now. See if that should be kind of a reversal area, if it's gonna pump. If we drop below this like order block and inversion, just means that price is pretty sloppy this morning. Yeah, ES dropping a bit too at the moment. ES is pretty sloppy, but yeah, it's holding with OB. Still holding at 930. And it's dropped. Okay. Okay, cool. It's dropped from there. So now I have to think about whether we break this this little thing, or if we break SMT at the low. I'm gonna have to assess whether I think that's just the high of the day for NASDAQ. But I need to actually get some more convincing drop lower. Let's see. This is the 1 minute. So this is the 1 minute where there was an SMT with ES. I would want to see it like a displacement past that. This morning so far has been so much shock. Yeah. Failed with that 30-second. Made a 1 minute bearish fair value gap, but honestly, from what I've seen here, NASDAQ hasn't been following those rules, so. Pretty tough. Pretty tough. What do you guys think? we about to really drop? Oh, ES. I think I have to draw more potential downside targets then. Damn, that's so sloppy. And the NASDAQ, right, takes out the S&P and pumps 73 points. Nah, this is straight up a barcode right now. Alright, I'll wait until the NASDAQ pumps up here, like I said. Where was that, like when over here? Wow, just wants to stop people out first. That's kind of crazy. After I already went all the way down to here. Damn, that market's ass. Okay. Alright, what did I want to see here? I wanted to go back to November. Yeah, okay. How sloppy do you think this action is out of 10? This is definitely let's see, took out the low, then it took out the high, then took out this low that made the high, and then took out the high that made that low. That's definitely like a 9.5 out of 10. But honestly, we had the clue of ES not being in sync, so I can speculate as much as I want. It's just, so I'm glad that I didn't take a trade that was, in this junk. I'm sure people feeling FOMO from that push up though. Okay. The ES decided to take another new low day. Nasdaq's now in the area where I would be personally interested in a short. But ES, very much lagging behind. So I would only really look for a short if it's such a large area. That's why I'm going to wait until like a 1 minute shift in structure. It's pretty tough because we took out the Tuesday low on ES. We still didn't get to, though, my downside target. But on ES, I can see that there's there's stops here. I want to see bearish FEG. Someone said, why look for shorts when data high is available? I personally just don't think that data high is going to get taken. If it is, then I'll stand corrected, but I'm just personally bearish. On the 4 hour, we did close within this. We could retrace. It could come back up into this, like, end walk 4 hour fair value gap. That's true. But I wrote on my notepad, shorts only it, and I would only take a long if there's an A plus setup. There's no A plus setup for me. I think this might just, I think that these lows look pretty gross. Yeah. I said I would only take longs if there's an A plus setup. So I'll consult if there is an A plus setup. ES did take that Tuesday's low. Nasdaq didn't. Nasdaq did take a pre-market low, swept some liquidity, and there was a, definitely stopped out some longs here on this pullback, another liquidity sweep, and an SMT. But like, do I think that we're gonna go to data high? Not really. Not really. No, not really. Here's a previous day low we just tested for NASDAQ. It'd be good if the rejection's from here, but I don't know. ES didn't hit this buy side yet. Okay, I'll give it to you though. 4 hour point of interest. Now there's a 1 minute market structure shift. SMT at a low. Let's see. Drop the fib. I guess we'll see if it retraces to a discount of this leg, and if so, does it have, does it keep this low intact? Definitely would be 3 PDA raise failing if it broke the 24,633 low. London session lined up with today, equal low on London session. It didn't reach into here. Someone said I'm hanging out with too many bears on the Ninja Trader live stream. I said maybe we'll take this long, but don't bully me into taking a trade. I had a banger day yesterday. I'm just very neutral right now because it's actually pretty much bouncing between a bearish and a bullish PD array. Okay? I'm more bearish. I don't want to confuse myself. Here you actually have ES, still didn't even take its buy side. Here we're retracing pretty deeply within this leg. It's kind of like the last line in the sand for the bulls. But you have that buy that ES never took. Yeah, and the 15-minute looks pretty ugly. Like, I really don't see myself wanting to long that. I'm sorry. Even if it is an SMT. We just retested the previous day low, we faded from there. It starts maybe perking up. Gives a clue for more. Upside, maybe, but right now, you know, if we take this off, this is truly like, yeah, crazy seek and destroy. We take out this 633. For NASDAQ, where's my target? I forgot. I have a previous weekly low level, but I don't know. We're literally at the weekly open right now. That's how crazy this is. This is a previous weekly low. I don't think that already took that out. This is from a while ago. This is this Tuesday's low. Starting to see some strength in the NASDAQ. Alright, I'll try the longs now. Very small sizing though. Like 3 micros. They convinced me with that, and if they stop me out now, then I'll be the idiot, I guess. But imagine it just retraced so deep into this, right? That should be the next swing low, and we're creating inversions there, so I think it's a decent inversion to go for, maybe while ES goes for this buy side. Yeah, we'll see. Guess we're gonna go for data high. Because you just can't be short in this market for too long. Okay. See how ES reacts though and takes buy side? If it has like, it could definitely just spool up and have a huge upside candle. So I'm kind of anticipating that for the NASDAQ long to work out well. I'm definitely going to put an alert when I'm going to pay attention here. At the 9:30 open. Well, I'm in the trade. I can't do anything else. La dee dee da dee. Let's see if we get past the 9:30 open. Yes. Maybe I'll add. I don't know. Maybe not. I think that this is enough. It's enough risk. Isn't that so funny? It's like, oh, after you take a long, we're just gonna consolidate here for a bit. I guess I pushed up a little bit. Kind of funny. Happens every time. Yes, what are you even doing, bro? Get back above 930 and close above 930. I'll be happy then. Yeah. It's closed right at 930 now. Alright, we're gonna get some. I'm gonna add a little bit just for this push up. And we'll see. That's incredible, actually. That's hilarious. Alright, let's see, bro. See how this closes. Amazing. Why are we doing this? Oh, okay, bro. Just do it, bro. Take out that buy side so I could, like, take off that whatever I added. And take off most, actually, of my position. Bro. Where's previous day low at? 722.50. Yeah. Yeah. I'm literally not gonna stay in this so I can get stopped out for no reason. Like underneath this low. I'm just gonna put my stop below previous day low because I'm not gonna sit here in this stupid back and forth. I just keep a super tight stop. Finally. Alright, just took that partial. Alright. That's pretty right with the timing. Let's see if we actually get to some continuation past that guy or not. Not a very convincing candle. The fact that I literally have NASDAQ on the 30-second just tells you everything. 15-second. Yeah, just continue trailing on the 15-second, to be honest. Why not? I just took a third partial because I'm not even a fan of this action. I'm just going to hold the rest in case it does want to continue spooling, right? If it's going to continue, if it's going to be good, and spools, let it spool then. Let's see here. Move my stop up to 80s. 80. That little 1 minute FEG on the NASDAQ. That should hold it for spooling, right? Yeah, it's holding right now. So we want to see some big green candles soon, hopefully. Big green candles soon. If it's gonna be good here. It's kind of all the downside I'd want it to go, actually. Yeah. See some big green candles, yeah? Ooh. Second try. Yeah. It's dicey. Dicey. So I think I'm just really gonna trail my stop tight. See on the 15-second. Yeah, pretty much trailed on the 15-second. What it does versus that low, which is where I'm break even. Okay. Wicked it. That looks good still. For now. The amount of wicks there now, ES at that buy side. Oh, this is really not. Like, I need to go here and I'm just gonna really trail. Cause I almost don't want to even hold anymore. Not really. What does this do? Alright, that's kind of all I'm willing to give that to right now. If that makes a swing low, which it should. Yeah, so now I'm just gonna trail. Let's see how this 15-second. Yeah, I'm just gonna trail to that low that we just made here. Pretty much stop break even then. Alright. Oh, I called that pretty well right now. That local low, right? Hit that like button just for that. That was kind of fun. Okay, wait. Gotta pay attention now. That's good. Hit the like button. Called that low. What other streamer goes on the 15-second for you and calls a local low on a 15-second chart? And then we pop up 40 points. Not many streamers, no. So, yeah. Let's see what we do here. Looks good. I might as well just ride it, right? See how much it wants to go. Come on, W in the chat, W in the chat. Thank you. Some people pass some counts on that low. Hell yeah. That was a master class. Okay. I need to pay attention. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue trailing. Dude, come on. Are you not entertained? We pumped 70 points from the low. That's why you don't trail so quickly to that, to a little low like that. Okay. Okay. Just keep trailing on the 15-second. That's what I've been doing. And this, like, fill is where I essentially added when I was like, okay, I think that we're about to pump for ES when we closed above the 930 open. Which actually, I don't even see where... Oh, I did that here, yeah. Pretty much here. I'm kind of thinking about how I should give myself some more breathing room. Because these are just what I added, the runners. And I can't help but think, looking at here, this is a 1 minute here. This tiny 1 minute FEG, I think. Let me see. Is it or not? That's going to affect whether or not. Is this exactly rebalance? This is the high, 25, 75. What's the low? Oh, it is. No, never mind. I'm going to go put it back there. Never mind. I'm putting it there. Yeah. It's a complete rebalance, so there's no 1 minute FEG. The high is 25.75. The low is 25.50. Yeah, okay. So it was immediate rebalance here to this. This candle's low is the 1029 candle's high, and then pumped up. So I don't think we should return to that low again. So still going to continue. Just trailing on the 15-second. Yeah. Soon enough, I'm probably going to be able to trail a little bit more again. Yeah. I'm going to try not to get too cocky though. A new high, so now I'm trailing again. I'm going to make a new high in the 15-second, but whatever, yeah. See if that's an immediate rebalance. It goes higher or what? ES is looking good, yeah. Looking good. Immediate rebalance, now popping up higher again. Continuing to trail. It's a fun vibe here. 44s. Here's the 8:30 open. All right. Just continuously trailing on the 15-second, honestly. And that's that. That's the way that you could potentially lock in a lot more profit, right? People that are worried about when they take their gains too early. I was answering some questions about that yesterday. My thought process was we should start spooling because I thought those wicks were honestly kind of fake. Because we're in a discount. Seems like it's enticing more shorts. So if we're going to spool, knock out all those people shorting from here, we should kind of just follow the 15-second order flow, because it means that we're just going really fast. And we're not getting people really chance to get back in long if they're not long already. So this 15-second I'll explain later. Pay attention. ES heading previous day low. Wow, Nasdaq's really flying there. About to hit that. About to hit it. They watch my stream, I swear. They be watching my stream like that. No, just relax. We could go I don't see a 15-second FEG. That's why I've just kept it here. A 15-second FEG here, and then we broke a new high. Let's see another one. See a 1-minute FEG here. We could kind of tap it, but I like that we're bouncing on the 8:30 open for now. Yeah, I want to see a reversal right now. Quick one. Oh! Well, they definitely watched my stream. And, okay, I stopped out my runners. It got 2 points until that final TP. He has hit that previous day low. But still, banger trade. Banger trade. W's. Big W's in the chat. This market's kind of wild. Moves a lot. Oh, it was fun. And yeah, I'm glad I decided to get in long there from my original position. There was 0 drawdown. We were monitoring really, you know, I was like, I'm not going to get in unless it's an A+ setup, and it was turning out to look pretty good A+ setup there, right? So it knocked out a lot more longs from this low, and ES made another low. There was an SMT, big push up, then it retraced deeply and it held this low in. And then when I saw this like inversions developing, that's when I decided to go long. And from where that, you know, long was, there was 0 drawdown pretty much, and I added more. And then just continued trailing. So made a big W there. Thanks, chat. Woohoo. Alright. Good trade. But let's refocus now, because I kind of want to refocus for the 1050 macro. Woohoo. Let me take a break for a second. Good. I clearly need a break because I just drank that from the opposite side. Okay. Okay. We have to reassess here. Analysis 2 here. Someone said I don't have to do anything now. Yeah, that's true. I gotta take a little breather. My mental game coach told me, like, yeah, I got a big W and I'm like, I always want more. But you're right. I don't gotta do anything. We did great. Right now, Nasdaq's tracing into a 5-minute. Locked in a ton of profit there. Happy with where I put my stop in. And just really just trailed aggressively, really aggressively. Right now, ES hit previous day low. Wait, did it? Oh no. Wait, what? Yeah, okay, it did. Pretty wild reaction from here. I could see. This is my thought process. Like, are there actually buy stops right now here? Because these were just some crazy NFP numbers. You gotta be already short from the overnight. Because yesterday we actually had a short squeeze into the close. So I'm not sure how many people are actually like, I don't know. I think that marking out this 5-minute could be useful for some people. And then have that on the 1-minute. 2 minute, 3 minute. Yeah, it's a 3 minute also. Are we going to hold this? It's just a deep retracement, or we're going to hold this and then spool back up? Looks like it's a decent wick. Or is this the start of a reversal back lower? Honestly, with those lows at the bottom, they're pretty good the way that they were formed. So maybe there are stops here. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I don't have to do much here right now. Do you guys, anyone ask a good question in the chat, Fernando? Let me know. All right. Very good, very good. Okay. Yeah, looks like it's lost some momentum, so it's a good place to trail. I really didn't want a long today. Kind of, maybe those are the best trades where you kind of take a deep breath and you're like, oh, I have to long. And you force yourself to do it. You took longs, yes. You watched both my podcasts with Riz, says G. Diamara. Really good. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Check them out. If you didn't. But thanks, yeah. How did it not take that data high? Someone's asking. IDK, bro. IDK. Sometimes it just, the market delivery, I don't know. It's manual intervention, right? Manual intervention. Yeah, you guys saw me. I trailed aggressively and I took long. It's great. Yeah, sometimes we'll stop just to come back later. That's true. Yeah, might come back down for trailing buy stops. I mean, there's definitely trailing stops here for the longs. Let's see, the 5 minute. Yeah, seems like it's about to invert on the 3. On the 5, it's about to invert again. Potentially. That was pretty epic because from where it added, and then I trailed extremely tightly to like 770s when we were here, the 90s, and then we made our way uptown. It was good. Okay, so for the 15-second where I could tell, like I called the low basically on that one because I put up the micro NASDAQ because that's what I was really reading that tape. If you want to know. I was trailing very aggressively just on the 15-second, right? So we broke this high with 15-second FEGs. And I was noting that there's one here that at first we were remaining in, but there's a lower one here. And we weren't making another new high with displacement with another FEG for me to trail like we did here, right? So I was eyeing that it was making pretty much equal lows, and I was prepared for it to potentially drop to here. And that's when I said on the stream, okay, that should be below, like that should be it, and we should pump up. Because it dug into this and it took out some stops. So if we're still extremely bullish, we would just pump from there. And we did. Seems like it did squeeze out a lot of people. And got out near the high too. Pretty good. Okay, so yeah, we did invert this on the 3-minute and it's dropped another 44 points. So congrats if you ended up taking that reversal, right? Pretty cool. And now we are tapping into where those sell stops are here. Yep. Today was a good masterclass on price. Okay. Michael Vogel says, I never seem to hold my winners for long and I hold my drawdown too long. How to stop? That's a good question. A lot of people have that issue. I'm just thinking about Best Loser Wins, where he literally says, like, people, they are impatient in profit and they're patient when they're in drawdown. You have to, trading goes against, like, human nature. So you have to rewire your brain. And sometimes that is literally just forcing yourself to do new actions, build those neural connections. Like, literally, if you're in profit and it's not at your target or even first target yet, there's nothing for you to do. That's not your plan. Your plan is to wait for the profit. Otherwise, you're cutting your winners way too much, right? So you literally have to force yourself, take your hand off your mouse. That's it. You can start with that, and then you have to also have some logic statements by your desk. You have to, like, just write, be patient in profit and impatient when in drawdown. Whatever works for you. You're welcome, Michael. But honestly, don't read too many books because I think people have a problem with they read too many books and then they don't actually do what it says in the book. If you're gonna read like just one book, I would recommend The Mental Game of Trading by Jared Tendler. Because in that book, it actually gives you things to do. And then please, like, actually do those things. There's different things it tells you. Like, there's worksheets. There's free worksheets on his website. Yeah, marked out the 1050 macro. You know, NFP is rarely like a trendy day, so that's why I really was aggressive with the stops. So from this push up on the 5, I'd say this is quite 50-50 area for me right now. I think it matters what it does here. Does it invert this or does it respect this 1 minute? One says you have SMT in the hourly. Yes, maybe. Do we? Let me go back on. Where? Oh, you're right. Actually, no, you're not right. Where? No, we didn't take out the buy side, the NFP data high for either of them, and we're just retracing to like an hourly right now. Okay, it's clearly violating this, right? So it swept that those how would you say, sell stops, and now it's pumping a ton. That's a crazy pump. 63 points in 1 minute. Come on, NASDAQ. This is insane. Is that not insane? We have to just be careful. And that's all I could say. Just be careful if you're trading. It's a lot of headlines that come out randomly. Yeah, this market's insane. So that's why I aggressively just trailed stop. Now it probably is going to get to that high. Sheesh, bro. Trying to see if that was any news. U.S. Custom and Border Protection. I don't think that's a thing. They said IEEPA duties and estimated duty deposits total 166 billion as of March 4th. Someone said it's really difficult to follow some of the explanations. As you block the time from the bottom of the chart, we are unable to see. I'm sorry, bro. I think it's your problem if you don't see this. I've put a specific time indicator here. 10:57 and 29 seconds right now. It says it right here. I have it in the seconds. Here, 10:57, 40 seconds. I don't think I can make it any bigger. Oh, that's big enough. Here, I'll make it bigger for you. All I get is complaining. Okay. I gotta save this. Okay. Any more questions? So an SMT indicator I recommend. It has hard to visualize it. Has it happened? No, I just use my eyes. Hey, have a great weekend, everybody. Make sure you hit the like button. I'll see you back next week. We had a banger week. Bangers on stream all week. Can't complain. All right, ciao.